So I was just sitting here at my desk and I was thinking about how these questions come up in the group and how I really want to give thorough answers, but it's a little bit tricky to give a thorough answer in just a little comment section. So I thought maybe I would start getting on here and doing little videos to answer some of the more involved questions, because some of them are, they're kind of complicated answers or more involved answers that I want to be giving. And I know that I say, DM me or call me and we can chat about this, but I'm sure it's not, you might be like, well, am I really going to contact her just over this little thing? But honestly, I would love that. I mean, I welcome that, because it's really one of the reasons that Phil and I started doing this. I mean, we want to get to know you better. We want to help people. And, part of my job, even if I don't have all the answers, I will look it up. I'll find the answer. And I hope you guys are picking that up in my comments if you're reading them. Like, I don't know everything, but, I haven't frozen everything. I haven't swapped every single ingredient, obviously. And even certain general questions. I mean, I have a lot of knowledge. I mean, I took the Cornell class and 3 months of studying, and I feel like I have plant-based nutrition down. I read all the books. I follow all the top plant-based doctors. I get my data from Dr. Greger, nutritionfacts.org, the latest scientific data. I mean, I feel like I'm well informed, but there's going to be things that I don't know. So I am happy to look this stuff up. That's what I want to do. I want to find answers and really be hands-on help to you, because you might not have the time to do that. That's kind of what Phil and I are trying to do here. So use me, call me, DM me. I am happy to help. But maybe these little videos will help too. So we had a question. Let me just read it. We had a question in the group this week. She says, I have a question not related to the weekly menu. Is there a reference somewhere that might help me with building meals? Is there a formula that helps, like percent carbs, percentage of protein, percentage of veggies, to help to make up a recipe? And then she says, I guess I'm still hung up on protein. Thanks. Okay, so I took this question as, like counting the protein, like you need 48 grams of protein a day. How much do I get in this, beans, or what do I need to do to add up my protein? But then after I answered, she said, I'm not really looking to count anything, just learning how to properly balance a meal. So that's a little bit different. So I answered her about counting. So here's what I believe about that, which I did say in my answer. If you eat a well-rounded, whole food, plant-based diet, that means fruits, vegetables, beans and legumes, whole grains, nuts and seeds. You don't have to really think about anything. You don't have to add things up. And I do go over all of this in the Kickstart in different lessons. Hopefully you Kickstarters are reading each lesson, because I touch on this a lot. And I believe, from what I've learned, that nutrition is, let's say it's like a band. When the band comes together, you have a guitar player, a singer, a drummer, a keyboardist, whoever else wants to jump in. Those are like the different nutrients and vitamins, right? They all get together and they make music that we all love. They all play their instruments together and we get a song. That's how nutrition works inside of our bodies. T. Colin Campbell described this with a symphony. I'm using a band, but they all play together and they all work together to create beautiful health or a beautiful song. So that's what I always have in my mind. Now, what our member asked was a little bit different. It's like, how do I make sure I'm getting all this stuff? Well, that is key. That's what we do have to be mindful of. We can't just eat broccoli and, let's say, black beans all week, because yes, you're only getting certain nutrients. It's great. Those are two great things to eat, but you can't just eat that. Like you just can't eat oranges all week. Same idea, you get it. So you do have to be mindful of getting a little bit of all these things. So, our meal plans and the Kickstart for sure has, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So you'll see I'm offering up to you what I think is a great week of eating. You're getting little bits of this, you're getting little bits of that, like let's just take breakfast. So we have the overnight oats 3 days a week. Oats are one of the best things you could start your day with. So you're getting the oats, you're getting the plant milk, you're getting the berries in it. Then we alter it up. The next day you'll have avocado on Ezekiel bread that's packed with protein and healthy fats. Then you might have the banana pancakes, or you might have the oat snacks or the pumpkin bread. It's little, little doses of all those different vitamins and nutrients, calcium and protein. That's just breakfast. Then we get to lunch and we have the chickpea salad sandwich on Ezekiel bread. That's loaded with protein. So maybe that lunch will be more protein than tomorrow's lunch. So see, you don't have to think like, okay, what's my protein for today? Well, you got a huge dose of it the day before with that chickpea sandwich, and then you might have had tofu for dinner. I'm saying all week it like ebbs and flows and it all balances out. Now, that being said, if you want to go and get your blood work done, I suggest you do that. I think that's kind of fun, not the actual test, but just knowing where you stand, watching everything kind of come into balance as you heal and get healthier. By the way, we all need some healing. If you're over 11, I feel like our bodies all need a little bit of healing because of the damage that we've done just by eating, and our lifestyle choices, myself included. So we all have to be mindful of what we're eating during the week. And I think that's what our member was asking. Like, how do I make sure I'm getting, a little bit of this and a little bit of that? She didn't want to necessarily count up the grams of protein or calcium or veggies that she was, or let's say vitamin C she was getting. But she just wanted to know how to balance it and if there was anything set up. Well, what I want to say is the Kickstart is set up for that. So you don't have to worry if you're following it. But if you're doing this on your own, I would say somebody suggested Dr. Greger. That's awesome. I don't follow that particular, what is it called? Somebody said it, the daily, not the Dirty Dozen. That's something else. The Daily Dozen, I think he calls it. Okay, I will find it. Maybe I'll link it below. But yeah, Dr. Greger created this, and I think that's what our member was asking about. He created this Daily Dozen, or daily something, where it's like a checklist. Did I get this in? Did I get that in? For my omega-3s, I got my flax seeds in. For my protein, I got, So yeah, you could follow that. I definitely will find that and link it, because SmartyPlants, no, we don't have anything like that. But it's really good to keep this stuff in mind. Eating all the plants and getting everything that we can get from the plants. You don't really have to think about calcium. You don't have to think about protein. You don't have to think about carbohydrates or fat or calories, which is so freeing. But yes, mindful of getting a little bit of each. And I go over all of this in the Kickstart about, where to get your omega-3s. That's why we say sprinkle flax seeds and hemp seeds and walnuts on your salads. You got to be getting those in. You got to be getting your little doses of everything in. You can't skip a whole group. You can't skip beans and grains, because then you won't be getting what you need. So I am so happy to talk to anybody about this. If you want to go over I don't eat grain because I don't eat gluten, or, I don't like beans. So what can I'd be happy to work with you on anything, because we can make it work. We can definitely make it work. And if those are the questions you're having, DM me, because I would love to help. Going back to when Phil and I were talking about setting this up, this website, I really had this really, really strong feeling of wanting to help people get healthy. When I watched that documentary and stopped eating meat 8 years ago, I just couldn't believe that plants were this powerful. And plenty of my relatives died of heart disease and diabetes, and I just wish that I could have helped them. And so I had this strong urge and passion to help people get healthy. And Phil and I are just having trouble reaching the people that really, really need the help. I don't know. It's just that we are having trouble finding them. Trust me, I know they're out there. We have joined all these groups, or obesity groups, people who are really sick and obese, who are just at a loss. They're like, somebody help me. And many of them do not want to even hear about a plant-based diet. I don't know if it's because keto has taken over the world. Keto has taken over, and we can't seem to reach the people who need us the most. And I just want to pull them in here and give them our pepper jack cheese and have them taste our creamy beans and show them the way that they could still eat this, but we're struggling with this right now. We're struggling to reach them. So if any of you are struggling with any of this, we are here for you, and we are here to help and really want to help, because this is what we want to do most of all, is have people get healthy, lose the weight naturally, heal their bodies, get off their medications like Phil did, and really take control of their health. And of course, along the way, they're helping the planet and all the creatures that live here with us. So that's what we're here for. Of course, I went over way longer than I thought I would. I hope that was helpful in answering any questions you had about, balance and making things work together. I say just be mindful of all the different groups: vegetables, fruits, beans, greens, nuts and seeds, whole grains. Eat a little bit of everything. Everything will work out great. It'll all work together. Don't leave anything out though. And, if you want to take a supplement to cover your bases, go right ahead. Just don't rely on the supplements. Okay? That's it. I'll talk to you soon with another answer to another question. Bye.